Now, before we get too far down the road, I just want to explain the parts of a thesis site, because thesis now has 4 parts. Okay, the first part is the thesis settings, so everything that happens in here. The second part are thesis skins, and skins are essentially the style that you create for the site, and they're entirely independent of each other, and you can switch back and forth between skins and not lose any of the values of the one skin when you switch to the other. But the skin is what the site looks like. Boxes are specific functionality that are like plugins. Now, I've written 2 boxes this week as I was learning how to use this. I wrote a box to allow people to drag and drop the orbit editor in this skin editor, and I wrote one that will allow you to create a responsive header image and drag and drop a responsive header image, or any kind of responsive clickable image actually, but essentially you can enter the image for each of the different sizes that you want to use, and then all you have to do is drag that to the place you want it to show up, and all the rest of it's automatic. So those are 2 boxes that I've already written, and Thesis 2 users won't be able to use any of my plugins. But I am going to develop a bunch of boxes that extend the functionality of Thesis, and you just add those boxes here. And then packages are similar to boxes, except all they do is write CSS. Right? Boxes are like plugins, so they can do all kinds of things. Packages write CSS, and they write CSS using the Thesis CSS system, so all that CSS gets written all together into one file. Okay, so those are the 4 parts of the site. It's the Thesis settings, skins, boxes, and packages, and you'll use all 4 of these elements to create your site. Okay, so we are going to start off with our, we're going to start off with this site. Okay, and we're just going to work on actually doing something. Okay, here is a site. It is a 3-column layout. This is using the Thesis default skin. All of these settings are the Thesis default settings. So on our home page, looks like this. Our regular pages look like this. Our blog page looks like this, and our single post page looks like that. Okay, so this is a standard default setup, and essentially all of the pages are essentially the same. Okay, and this is what we're going to create. We're going to create the Barking Chihuahua Cafe, and we're going to do this without writing any code at all. All we are going to do is upload images, set settings, rearrange stuff in the HTML editor, and when we're finished, we're going to have a menu that looks like this. We're going to have a big logo image on the main page with a cool set of text down here. There'll be a slider on the main page, and then the rest of the pages will have a nice green background. We'll have footer widgets down here, and then the rest of the pages are going to have a smaller logo up here, and the header area is going to take up a lot less space. And we're going to do every single bit of this without writing any code whatsoever. So let's see. Somebody asked whether or not when I'm going to have training on this. Now I'm going to have training on this all week long, right? I've got 5 more sessions of classes scheduled. 4 of them are going to be perhaps a more structured approach to Thesis than what we're doing here today. One of them is going to be a code review, so it's really for technophiles who want to break open the code and get deep into the code and see, what the code really looks like. And we'll probably talk about box creation and package creation and stuff like that in that section. You'll be amazed how easy it is, how much easier it is to create a box than it is to create a plugin, and how seamlessly that integrates in with Thesis. And I'm going to be announcing the revision. We're going to start immediately revising the we're going to be revising this class, the Build a Professional Website Using WordPress and Thesis. We're going to start that next week. and we're going to completely revise this course in that following month. So we will be starting with this immediately.